free, not about your damn free, trying to give your damn free, and free in here for free.
Away from Caps Gaming Showcase Finals in Washington. They're gonna bury here to go on to face who? Welcome everybody to the Caps Gaming Showcase presented by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming, and it is the playoff pitcher episode where we have North America Division Week 7. I am its King Lime, also known as Tegan Blair. He is Brandon Bigsby, also known as bMaJuH, and wow, do we have some playoff action tonight.
Man, Lime, it's finally that time. You wait and you wait and you wait. And obviously every week important, especially with the setup of the Caps Gaming Showcase and that having that Swiss style. But man, isn't it crunch time? Those last 2 weeks where teams can clinch and get in, they can better their positioning, and some teams, unfortunately, while the ride might be seeing its end soon, we're going to have a few teams with a chance to clinch tonight, and a few teams putting themselves in position to clinch next week, while a few teams could be seeing a dire situation next week to get into the top 32. Absolutely bonkers the standings are so far. Can't wait to start seeing this thing unfold with you.
Yeah, this is going to be good stuff. We take a look at the playoff picture here, Brandon, and so many teams we know about, a couple teams playing ahead of themselves. What do you recognize here in this playoff picture?
I think there's a few teams that you really have to get credit for that I don't really think that a lot of people saw being on this list. Number one, Evolutional at that 8th spot. I remember we were calling their game versus NJD a few weeks ago, and we were talking about how that series could maybe sway whether they even got into the playoff picture or not. Well, now you look at them, they're in the top 10 ahead of some really noticeable names like Composure and Delusions and Hitlist. That is a team that really has been on the rise in the last few weeks, and honestly, I don't think that many people saw them being that high up in the standings, especially where they were just 2 or 3 short weeks ago.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it is do or die, really. As you said, it is the last 2 weeks. And we're going to take a look at what teams may be in, may be out, have a chance. As with this Swiss format, a lot of teams do have a chance, don't they, Brandon?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this Swiss format is that you play a team of similar record to you. So a lot of these 4-2 teams that you're seeing, they are playing each other tonight. So you're going to see some of those teams move to 5-3 and clinch their spots, and some of those teams move to 4-3 and get a little bit skittish on whether they're in or not, because then you don't control your own destiny anymore, and it all comes down to one series next week. You do not want to be in that situation. You want to come in the next week knowing where you are standing and knowing that you're in that top 32.
That's right. And here at the Caps Gaming Showcase in North America, any team on the screen right here basically has a chance, don't they, Brandon? Because of this Swiss format, these guys are going to fight each other for that spot.
Yeah, these teams are really going to be jockeying for a position in the next 2 weeks here. And what's the beauty of it is we talk about that Swiss format. Well, 20 teams are 3-3. So you're going to have about 9 to 10 matchups of 3-3 teams facing off against one another. So if you do your job in these next 2 weeks, you are in the playoffs. You are in the dance. That's all you can ask for. And not only that, but you're also getting hot at the right time as well. And we have a lot of names that are rather familiar with each other and are familiar with some of these teams that they'll be battling with, and a few that might have been expecting to have a little bit more comfort coming in, but unfortunately slid a little bit earlier on in the season and find themselves either in the hunt or a little bit outside of the hunt. So it's going to be fun to watch how this plays out, who gets in, who slides out, and it's going to continue shifting around, developing here between this week and the final week next week.
Yeah, and basically the teams on the hunt, they're looking to go 5-3, Brandon, because 5-3 is really the secured point where you put your fate in your own hands. Where if you're setting yourself up around the 4-4 point, you might end up in a little bit of trouble, and math may be the fate, and you never want math to be the fate.
Yeah, 5-3, kind of that magic number, right, Lime? I mean, you only have 32 spots, and you have to remember that if you do get in on 5-3, then you are in. You have some of those teams, even if they are above you, some of them inevitably are going to lose, so you will go up as long as you win. If you went out and you are one of those 3-3 teams, you control your own destiny going into the night, but you have to win your next 2 series. While some of those other teams, they're going to need a little bit of help, and if you lose and drop to 3-4, not only is next week a must win, but you're going to need a little bit of help around you, and you may even have to rely on some of those tiebreakers down on the bottom of your screen. There is no more of an uncomfortable feeling of having your playoffs rest on the mat. You prefer to take care of it on your own terms on the ice by winning games. You know, each and every one of these 3-3 teams are going to look to do that tonight, but they're going to have to battle one another to do that.
So we might as well travel to the bubble as we are going to be getting a look at Night Shift against Overpowered. Both of these teams 3-3, and oh boy.
And Lime, it's perfect how we set this up, isn't it? I mean, 3-3 versus 3-3, and if you peeped it on your screen, Night Shift 28th, Overpowered 27th. This is a huge matchup. Essentially, win and get in for whoever wins this series. This is playoff hockey at its finest, and it's even just a little bit before the actual playoffs line. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, you do love to see it, as both of these teams, Brandon, started out 3-1, off to a pretty good start, but have lost 2 straight. And since then, you know, they've been really on a roll here, getting themselves going. And look at how close these guys are matched up.
Yeah, this is probably the most even matchup that we have seen yet throughout our 7 weeks here of covering these Caps Gaming Showcase featured matchups. I mean, look at this. 1 goal separate their goals for. They have the same amount of goals against, and even their power play percentages are amongst the top in the league. So it's just, you really don't know what you're going to be getting. And you add on to the fact that, like you said, both teams started 3-1. If they got one more win, they wouldn't be in this situation. Well, we say you played the competition that you were up against based off of your record. Both of these teams, those 2 losses were to teams that are in the top 20 and are all 4-2 or better. So they slide a little bit in the standings. Now they're in a battle to keep their season going into the playoffs. They're going to have to win this series to do it. Going to be fun to watch who shows up in arguably the biggest series of their season.
It is for sure. Night Shift or Overpowered. Both teams looking to go 5-3, Brandon. On either side, we do this here at the Caps Gaming Showcase. Who is going to be the player from either side to watch tonight?
Man, it's tough. There's so many talented players on these two teams that maybe go a little bit under the radar, but I think somebody that I'm going to be looking at for Night Shift is Hobbs. He is switching over to right wing for this game. Originally was slotted to play D. He played right wing last year in the tournament for this same Night Shift squad, and they made the second round of the playoffs. So he has experience, could be a little bit of an underrated player for that team on the forward group. And for Overpowered, gotta look at Melvin. Not only is he top 15 in assists, but keep in mind as well, 4th best face-off percentage amongst all centers with a 58.4 percentage. Those draws can be so key in critical games. Gonna see how those two impact their teams in what is the most important matchup of their season so far.
Well, here we go. Game 1 in the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. Night Shift versus Overpowered. Both teams looking to climb to 4-3 on their record to keep their playoff dreams in their hands. We'll get a face-off in the neutral zone as that one got tossed over. Tivernak's going to bring it in. That's another offside there, Brandon.
Yeah, you know, we saw the whistle blown a lot in our EU coverage earlier today. Going to be interesting to see how this game flows. Both of these teams know how much this game and this series means to their season. Going to be interesting to see how this tone is set coming into the first period of Game 1.
Yeah, we just got an update over from the Scary Hours Olympia 6-0 game, and Scary Hours up 2-0 in the first period of Game 1. Soto getting that in the left-hand corner, but it's picked up by AG. Moving out is going to be Overpowered. Overpowered in red. Night Shift in white is Overpowered. Played in front, and they score early. What a goal by AG.
Big goal by AG. He had 14 coming into the season. Only one behind Greggy for the team lead. Well, now he's tied with him with that one right there. When we said it, who is going to be able to take advantage of the momentum early in this game, and how will these two teams look? Overpowered, getting that early lead and getting things going for themselves just a few short minutes into this game. Big way for them to get this series started.
Like you said, a whopping 31 points on the season from AG is Leaguegaming's dynamic stat system in the top right-hand corner, giving us those updated stats, so keep an eye on those. Ulmer bringing the puck out for Night Shift. Nice saucer pass over to Nicky Moose. He comes over the line with speed, takes a bump, and the puck's going to be taken the other way. Greggy on the breakaway, he scores!
Not tied for long there, Lime. We said how AG just tied Greggy for the team lead. Well, Greggy takes that team lead back with his 16th on the season. Greggy, a guy that's been known for a while. Honestly, maybe one of the more underrated forwards in this tournament. 16 goals, a high mark. They're going to need him to step up if they want to win this series. He's been doing it all season long for them, and he shows up big to make this a 2-goal lead now for Overpowered. And man, they have looked strong coming into the first 10 minutes.
They definitely have. Is Ulmer who's going to bring that puck out up the middle to Soto. Right-hand side, Hobbs drops that one down. Soto picks it up, and he's battling for it in the right-hand corner. Greggy comes in, and he's going to take that one and flip it all the way down. And look at the speed, but a great block there by the defender, Ulmer, as Elton carries the puck out for Night Shift. Right-hand side over to Hobbs. Hobbs back to Elton, drops that down low. Soto, he's got room, walking all the way in. The shot is on, and a great save there by DeBrusque. Puck in the left-hand corner, poked ahead as Ulmer activates from the point. He picks the puck up, looks out front, looking for Soto. Can't connect the pass, and Melvin's going to carry it out here for Overpowered. He can't get over the line as Elton does a good job teaming up with Nicky Moose to play good D, and the puck's brought in the right-hand side by Hobbs. Hobbs in the right-hand corner, poked off his stick. AG doing a good job getting back and helping out, but Soto gets it for Night Shift. Soto tries to hit Nicky Moose, but a great interception allows Overpowered to get the puck out, and it's been great back-and-forth action so far, Brandon, and we don't expect nothing less with the playoff picture on the line.
Yeah, both of these teams, we talked about it all of our pregame, and you know they know just as much, if not better than us, how much this series means for their playoff hopes. Overpowered with that big 2-0 lead. Night Shift trying to get something going with this response. They've had some good zone time. We'll see if they can get one in to cut this deficit in half.
Night Shift goes over the line. They end up giving that away to Overpowered. And bMaJuH drops that one back to Elton. Elton's going to ask to start again from his own end. He goes into the middle to Ulmer, and over on the left-hand side, bMaJuH speeding down the left-hand wing for Night Shift, but he can't get past, and Greggy's going to work it up to Melvin. Melvin drops that one back to Hufu. And the puck's brought in here for Overpowered. Back to the line. Hufu D to D. Good block there as Tibby got a good rip on. Here's Night Shift in the neutral zone. They circle around. Try to get that one over to bMaJuH. It's all the way in. Overpowered chops that one to AG. And with under 4 minutes to go, Overpowered kind of slows this one down, and Tibby's going to carry the puck out. Tibby through the neutral zone, brings that in on the left-hand side. He dumps it all the way around. Hobbs gets that into the middle to Soto. Back to Hobbs. 3-on-2 as Hobbs comes down. Drops that one back to Elton, and a great poke check by Overpowered. Here goes Greggy again on the breakaway. AG comes in and can't find the back of the net, Brandon.
What a great job there by Night Shift, being able to get back and break that play up. That was a huge opportunity there from Greggy and Overpowered to get this to a 3-0 game. A great job from Night Shift to get back, keep things at 2-0, because, man, 3-0 in the first period, that would have been a tall hill for them to climb this early.
bMaJuH comes over the line, throws that on the left-hand side to Ulmer. bMaJuH trying to get it through, but he can't get it through Hufu. Here's Soto for Night Shift. Not much time left. That one's bumped off, and that does it here for period number 1, Brandon.
Yeah, and a lot of back and forth, but the period goes to Overpowered nevertheless, really taking advantage of the opportunities that they had early in that game. The first 2 goals come within the first 5 to 8 minutes of the game, and ever since then, Overpowered seeming to be perfectly fine with just kind of slowing things down and letting things play as they will. They have that 2-0 deficit. No reason to really force anything. Night Shift is the one that has to get things going and be a little bit more aggressive, having to come back from that 2-goal deficit. So overall, despite the time on attack and everything else, a solid period for Overpowered that I think that they will be pretty happy with considering the scoreboard.
Yeah, Overpowered kind of just turned things around and got going. 2 shots, 2 goals. Speaking of 2s, second period over in the Scary Hours Olympia game, Brandon, where it is 2-1 for Scary Hours over Olympia there in game 1. But Night Shift doing a fantastic job. You see the time on attack itching ahead. They just need to capitalize.
Yeah, and I think that is the big thing there for Night Shift. They've done a good job of the possession game. They've had a lot of the overall possession. They've created some good chances for themselves. Just have to be able to capitalize on them. We'll see if they can open something up in this second period, but some encouraging signs in the first period nevertheless. Can't get too concerned if you don't.
As we will keep you updated in the only 6-0 teams left game as Greggy comes down, moves that one out front, and that one's going to be held on there by Tolerant.
Lines like this is where that face-off percentage that we mentioned earlier with Melvin, 4th best out of all centers with a 58.4. Big offensive face-offs. Let's see if they capitalize.
Face-off play there by Overpowered, and a fantastic save by Tolerant.
We knew Tolerant was going to have to be sharp in this game. We don't really know what to expect from him. This is his first action all tournament, but have to say, despite the 2 goals, he has looked good in the chances he's had so far.
Face-off 1 and a penalty right off the draw. Greggy drops that one back to Hufu. Hufu to Tibby. Tibby curls at the line looking for a lane. He goes back to Hufu. Hufu, nice pass to Melvin. Cross, and what a save! As Tolerant not necessarily in position, but able to make a great save.
Yeah, sometimes it pays, I guess, to be a little out of position. Obviously not ideal, but nevertheless, it worked out for him right then. Now Overpowered gets a chance on the power play. We'll see if that PK of Night Shift can show up. Overpowered's been a great power play team. First in the league at 53.8%. Let's see if they get another here.
Overpowered going to work as we see from the penalty box. A minute left here on the power play as Overpowered carries that one through the middle. Good interception there as Soto throws that one all the way down. 40 seconds to go. Overpowered works the puck up the left-hand side. Here comes Greggy. Greggy looking to put that one in front, but it's going to be intercepted there by Night Shift, and they throw it all the way down, and this could kill the remainder of the power play, but Overpowered's going to maybe try and get an entry as the puck's going to be brought in here by Hufu. He brings it over the line. That one's poked off, and a good job by Hufu here through the middle. Good pass is overpowered, brings it in with space looking across, and they cannot connect. Here goes Hobbs down the right now. Hobbs for Night Shift. They need to get some shots on as they have the zone time. Ulmer looking for the cut. There it is. Shot on. Great save by DeBrusque.
Ulmer is another guy I'm really looking out for. He has that skill at that defensive position to really be able to help his forwards generate some offensive plays. One of the better 1v1 players in the community. He can do it in 6s too. Stepping from right wing to left D in this game. We'll see if he can help get things going here for this Night Shift team. Down 1-0, now 2-0 here in this game.
Puck behind the net as that one's going to be moved out to Hobbs. Hobbs sends that one ahead, and it's going to be wrapped around by OverPowered. Night Shift able to get it out. It's going to be Ulmer on the left-hand side. Ulmer tries to get that one across, but a good job by Tibby to hold on. Puck is going to be over the line. Hufu, as he dances along, walks, looks to sauce into the middle, but a great job by Elton to intercept that one. Nicky Moose the other way for Night Shift. Here he comes with speed, and tried to backhand that one on. It's going to be put off the back of the net. And Tibernak trying to work that open. Nicky Moose with a great interception. Back to Ulmer. Ulmer, forehand. Great pass as the one-timer by Hobbs was robbed by DeBrusque. As we get an update from our amazing F5 Penguin behind the scenes running the cast, as he lets us know Scary Hours is ahead 3-1 there, Brandon, and looking to be the only team left against Olympia with a 6-0 record.
Yeah, they'd be the last undefeated on either side of the tournament. H-Reds, the last undefeated on the EU side, went down last week. We saw the Isles go down last week to that Scary Hours team. Can they take out both undefeateds here, Lime? They're looking to do it.
Big face-off in the neutral zone as Greggy sends that one up the left-hand side. Ulmer now. Ulmer, good pass over to Soto. Soto drops that one ahead, and that one's going to be offside with 6 minutes to go.
It's going to be interesting to see if Night Shift can break something open. You feel like they've had a lot of the zone time and a lot of chances, just nothing falling for them so far. If they can get one, that might really get things open and flowing for them. I think they played a good game. Just have to get that one goal in the net, and you never know where that can take you.
As you see in the top right-hand corner, our Leaguegaming's dynamic stats system at the top of your screen with the ticker, and obviously the real-time updates on the right-hand side as you see them there, Brandon.
Yeah, I gotta love the real-time stats and score updates, especially at this time of the season. These results more important than ever. Teams going down, moving up and down the standings. A lot of scoreboard watching the last 2 weeks, and these two teams could be doing a lot of it here depending on how this series goes.
As we're gonna have to pay attention to the scores, as this is our last 2 weeks. Little shifty pass there back to Nicky Moose, doesn't connect. Ulmer on the left-hand side as Night Shift looks to go to work in the last 3 minutes of the period. Fired on, and Ulmer scores! What a snipe!
That might have been the shot of the tournament so far from Ulmer. I mentioned earlier, he could be a guy to watch out for to contribute on the offensive end. Well, he did it right there, and man, did he do it in style.
As I know my partner in crime, F5 Penguin Nick DeMail, would love that shot if he wasn't under the weather for this one. As Ulmer goes over to Nicky Moose into Soto. Soto carries that one over the line. Nicky Moose able to hold that one in as they break that lead in half. Melvin bringing it over for OverPowered, and there's a 200 IQ defensive play by Ulmer as he pins over the OverPowered player on the offside there, Brandon.
Yeah, and plays like that are not necessarily plays that you might see on the stat sheet, but they're plays that can really be the difference between a team getting a chance on your end or creating a turnover and giving your chance at an offensive zone play. I mean, that's a huge 110% 200 IQ play there from Ulmer. No surprise he was able to make it there. Great job to stop that rush there from OverPowered.
Elton circling around in the neutral zone, looking to build on something maybe in the last 10 seconds here as Hobbs comes in on the right-hand side. Fires, and that one's steered away by DeBrusque. And a pretty good period there for Night Shift, as I'd say they won that one. As speaking of wins, Scary Hours takes game 1 against Olympia, Brandon.
And not only that, but a few of the 3-3 teams that played each other, those scores are coming up on the top right of your screen right now as well. So not only are you seeing this game fold in front of you, but you're seeing a few other scores unfold around the tournament as well. But like you said, Lime, how about Night Shift in that second period. We said that they were getting opportunities for themselves, but not really able to capitalize in that first period. Well, Omer put an end to that. May have not gotten the time on attack that they did in the first period due to that power play that Overpowered got, but nevertheless, I think that being able to cut this deficit in half going to the third, absolutely huge, and it kind of changes the way you look at this third period going into it.
Yeah, I think Night Shift, what they're doing is they're playing period by period. They won this one. They need to win the next one, and they can probably win the game. As we just got word from Nick that the Amateur Hams win game one. They're still in the bubble, so we'll take a look at that in between games here. But we got to get back to the Caps Gaming Showcase presented by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. Night Shift versus Overpowered, game one, period number 3, and Elton is going to work the puck out for Night Shift. Looking for someone to cut there. Nobody was home as Tibby brings that out and hits Melvin. That one's going to be given away, but it's right back onto the stick of Tibby and over to Hufu, and he's going to work out for Overpowered to Melvin. Back to Tibby. Tibby looks back for Melvin. Can't find him. And Ulmer, the goal scorer, the lone goal scorer for Night Shift, brings the puck out. Ulmer, left-hand side to Nicky Moose. Nicky Moose looks back, but a good job by AG, but not a great stick there by Ulmer.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate break for Night Shift. Right when you feel like they're starting to get some momentum, they get the best power play in the league and Overpowered back out onto the ice. They killed off the first one. We'll see if they can do it a second time.
Melvin across. What a pass as we saw that form as Greggy gets his second of the game. Tic-tac-toe, Brando.
Tic-tac-toe indeed, Tegan, and that was beautiful puck movement between the 3 forwards of Overpowered there to be able to move that puck around and really get things going for themselves between the 3 of them. They were right camped out in front of that net near the slot area, and man, when you get clean passes connecting so fast like that, it's just so hard to defend as a defenseman, let alone keep track of it and make it a save as a goalie. A great play from Overpowered to make this one 3-1 in their favor.
As you see in the scores in the top right-hand corner, our friends Isles over there taking a 5-1 win in their game as Soto gets run over behind the net by Tibernak, but a good job by Nicky Moose to get it back to Ulmer. Back to Nicky, fired on, and that's a great save by DeBrusque. Hobbs now looking for a pass. He looked like he had the lane, but decided not to take it. Down by 2 as here goes AG the other way for Overpowered. Stops up shot on, and a great save there by Tolerant as he was flying down the right-hand side. Hufu in the neutral zone. He looks for the middle to Melvin. Can't connect the pass. And that puck is going to be moved out by Night Shift. Mickey Moose, nice little move to get around. Drops that one to Soto. Soto back even further. Ulmer fires, looking to get his second to the game, but a good job by Melvin to stop that one. Here's a little 3-on-2, but a good poke check on the back check by Greggy, or not Greggy, as that one gets dumped out there, and Ulmer is going to work it back in for Night Shift. They need to go to work here. It's a good give and go back to Ulmer. Left-hand side, Mickey Moose, and I'm not sure if that was saved or missed the net, but regardless, that was a rocket, Brandon.
Yeah, an absolute rocket. Looked like it went wide left there on the one-timer. Might regret that missed chance. Not much you can do about it now, but time starting to go in the favor of Overpowered here. Gotta score, and they do there, Tegan.
And just like that, Nicky missed the last one. You're not going to give him another perfect chance, and he makes that one bar down.
And we know how good this group is in Night Shift. Nicky might have missed that first one wide left, but like you said, Lime, you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Not fooled twice was Nicky on that one. A critical goal with just little time remaining there for Night Shift to get this back within 1.
So 8 miles for 6 miles here for Overpowered, as that one was oh so close to Brusque, able to steer it to the corner. Here goes Melvin as he walks that one over, holds it on the backhand, looks towards the middle. Greggy picks it up, walks along the top of the circle. He tried to pass that one in, but Tolerant was aware and tolerant of the shot. Tibernak goes over to Hufu. Hufu with speed, coming down. Looks to drop that one back. Good bump by Soto, and it could be a 4-on-2 for Night Shift. Soto over the line, fires, and a great glove save there by DeBrusque. Elton down to Hobbs. Hobbs is absolutely smoked. Hufu letting him know, setting the tone on the right-hand side as Hobbs bumped off. Hobbs, another poke check. DeBrusque holds on, and you see the hands team taking 4-3 against Paternity Test. As we just got word from Nick, our man behind the scenes, that did just go off the post, as we thank you, the wonderful F5 Penguin. Face off, Soto looking for Nicky Moose. That one's poked off, and here goes AG the other way. AG coming over the line. Good job there by Elton as he gives his team a chance. 4 minutes to go here, Brandon, and Night Shift needs to put one in as Nicky Moose comes over the line. He's bumped off by Tibernac, but he gets it right back over, and the shot was robbed by DeBrusque with the pad save, and now overpowered. Greggy, he dumps that one over to the left-hand side. AG picks it up, looks back out for Greggy, but that one is going to be poked off. Slap shot down, intercepted by Hufu. 2 minutes to go. Greggy over to AG. Hobbs steals that one, and here goes Night Shift. Nicky Moose drops that one back, but it ends up out into the neutral zone as Elton's going to work that in off Nicky Moose's face and in. Here's Hufu. He goes up to Greggy. Greggy carrying that one down with speed. 53 seconds to go. Drops that one out front, overpowered. Looking for an insurance marker, but can't find the pass it through the middle. Melvin picks that one up as it just gets over the line. Overpowered now. AG 2-on-1 here if they're quick. AG spins looking for his mate out front, but could not connect the pass either. So Night Shift still alive. 30 seconds to go. Elton brings it over, gives that one back to Ulmer. Ulmer dumps that one in, and Night Shift is going to give themselves a chase. Tibby gets it first. Greggy comes to help, but Hobbs ends up getting it. Hobbs puts it over to Soto. Soto drops that one back to Elton. Elton is just forced at the line, but it's picked up by Ulmer. Ulmer shoots into DeBrusque with a big save.
Smart shot there from Ulmer. Just put that on net, reset, and give yourself a chance on the offensive zone faceoff. This is a must-win here for Night Shift to get a set play and to get them a chance to tie this game up.
Big face-off there as that one sails over the net. Ulmer, he's poked off. 5 seconds to go. Right-hand side. Hobbs. Hobbs. Nicky Moose shoots, and a great save by DeBrusque with a second to go.
And it's going to be pretty tough here for Night Shift to draw a play up with a second left to get a goal. We've seen crazier things happen, Line. Maybe the quick 1-2 to Ulmer. Let's see.
0 seconds showing in the clock. It's back to Ulmer. Shot, and it's blocked. And game number 1 in the Caps Gaming Showcase for North America goes to OverPowered.
And a great win there for OverPowered to be able to get that one. And how about DeBrusque? We didn't talk about him a lot throughout that game, but man, did he come up clutch there in the last 5 minutes where it really felt like Night Shift was starting to really get things going, and you had a feeling that maybe they would be able to tie this game up. Unfortunately for them, that first period came back to bite them with OverPowered taking that early 2-0 lead, just not able to overcome that, and they get a huge 1-0 series lead. But I have a feeling that Night Shift is not going to go down quietly.
So if you were paying attention to the great stat system by Leaguegaming in the top right-hand corner, you know that Amateur Hams is still in the hunt as they got one win. The Hands team ended up getting a win. And obviously, we saw OverPowered get a win there, Brandon.
Yeah, that was a big win there for OverPowered, and interestingly enough, that number 32 team in Rush lost game 1. So interesting to see how these playoff pictures keep kind of switching up as these games continue to come in and the series continues to develop. This is going to be really interesting in this game too, because now not only do you have to win this to keep this series alive, but you're arguably having to win this to keep your season and your playoff hopes going. Obviously, you still have next week, but if you fall to 3 and 4, you're going to need a lot of help in front of you in order to get in.
Yeah, we just got word from Nick that CBJ falls from 29th to 23rd. But you are absolutely right, Brandon. These guys in Night Shift, they were doing very good. Their time on attack was up. They just weren't able to find the back of the net. The answers were good when the other team scored. They just weren't able to put enough in.
Yeah, and I think that really it was that first period specifically that I think was the difference in this game. OverPowered, they scored those 2 goals in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game, and it just felt like Night Shift, even though they had a majority of the possession, and I think you could honestly make a pretty good case that they were the better team at periods 2 and 3, but just not able to overcome that early 2-goal deficit. You saw even once they got it back to 2 goals after Night Shift scored their first and OverPowered got the power play goal, they brought it back to within 1, but just that extra tally, the difference between the two teams, they were not able to find the back of the net enough to get back in this game. But I think that if they keep playing the way they did those last 2 periods, I think they have a good chance to win this game too. Just that one little run the first 5 minutes really seemed to cost them, and it just goes to show you every second of all 60 minutes of these games really matter. They can all come back at any certain point depending on how each game unfolds.
Yeah, I think Night Shift really started to cook by the end there. Ulmer was definitely buzzing on the back end, and you had the 3-4s that were really starting to connect down low. You saw a couple of goals from Nicky Moose doing a fantastic job. I think really if they just take the breakaways off Overpowered, there was a few breakaways there where they scored, and you got to take that off your goalie Intolerant, especially being the first time back there.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind this too. This is kind of a randomly, well, not randomly, but it was a pretty just mixed lineup really for Night Shift.
Right.
They had some troubles coming into this game, so this was not the set lineup that they had coming in. So for them to have played that well and have had things going, really watching, you wouldn't have known that they really just kind of had a lot of guys out of position. Like we mentioned earlier, Ulmer at left D, usually a right wing. Soto and Hobbs usually back on defense. Tolerant, a goalie that hadn't played at all this season before tonight. So this was a lineup that no one really knew what to expect out of. And I think they looked good enough to win that game through the second and third period. Just that first period, unfortunately, cost them. Might have had something to do with things kind of just coming together kind of randomly there before the game and having a lineup that got really jumbled up here before game time.
Yeah, Melvin continuing to do a great job in the dot. He's been fantastic all season. 4th in the tournament with a whopping 58.4% in esports is phenomenal stuff there, Brendan.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal stuff there. A big time play there from Melvin on a few of those passes. We mentioned how he was top 15 in the league in assists coming in with 20. He got a few more there in that game, and both of the 2 goals to begin the game were his primary assist. And then on the power play, he got the assist from that one because of the tic-tac-toe play that they had right in front of that. So we said he was going to be a key guy coming in because of his ability to facilitate with his forwards. He did it again in this one. It's a huge reason as to why they won.
Yeah, very impressed with the defense on both sides. I'll start with Overpowered, Tibby and Hufu. Not necessarily the offense like you saw from Ulmer, but they were very, very good.
Yeah, and I honestly think that, like I said, man, Night Shift, there were some positive things to go off of in that game one. You may have not got the result, but you played well enough overall to win that game. If you take away that run from Overpowered, we're maybe talking about a different result here in this game. We'll see how they respond. They have a game under their belt with this new lineup. We'll see how they look and how they improve. I think they only get better from here. It's going to be fun to see how these 2 teams look after what was a great and action-packed game one.
So it's 1-0 here in the series for Overpowered at the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming here at Twitch TV /Capitals. I am It's King Lime, Tegan Blair, he is Brandon Bigsby, and of course behind the scenes Nick DeMille, but there is a goal being called back.
Yeah, a goal being called back. Overpowered trying to start quick just like they did in game one. Unfortunately, that one not going to count, but you gotta feel good at least knowing you were able to do that. We'll see if they can get this next one to actually count, but a nice start there for Overpowered to at least get that opportunity and generate it. Just didn't count there due to the goalie interference.
So we're going to stick with 0-0 here, bMaJuH. We have a Night Shift in their gorgeous black and Overpowered now in white and red. That puck's going to be poked out and fighting with Greggy, but Greggy takes it. Greggy through the middle to Melvin. Good defense there by Ulmer, and Soto is going to try and work the puck out for Night Shift. Soto through the middle, taking his time over on the left-hand side. That puck is intercepted, and here goes Tibby over to Hufu off his stick, and it's going to be Melvin curling around over to Greggy. Good poke check there by Elton, and Overpowered having trouble getting in, but Greggy does. Into the middle to Melvin, over to AG, but that one's going to be picked up. Nicky Moose looking to get off with speed. He cannot as AG gets that one ahead. Puck is going to be moved into the offensive zone, but a good interception by Elton looking for a clap play. And here goes Soto picking it off as it's very back and forth. As again picked up by Hufu, and Overpowered going to get a chance now to break the puck out. Left-hand side over to AG. That one's turned over. And no one can really decide who wants it here at the start of this one here, Brendan.
Yeah, pretty back and forth play after that disallowed goal was almost a chance there, line by Night Shift.
Here comes Tibernak into the zone. He stops up, walks the line, goes D to D. Here's Hufu. Hufu still carrying over to Tibernak. Tibernak's gonna skate that one back to the line, back to Hufu. He shoots, and that one just goes wide, but Greggy picks it up off the backboard, and we are going to get a 2-minute power play here for OverPowered.
Saw OverPowered go 1 for 2 on the power play in game 1. They didn't convert on the first one, but that second power play goal, the difference between a win and a potential overtime in that first game for them. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can capitalize here in their first chance at game 2.
That's a good job on the tie-up. Greggy comes in and gets that one. AG in the left-hand side. Back down low. Greggy back skating behind the net. Goes back to the point. Hufu's bumped off of the puck, but he's going to eat it back up. Down low to Melvin. Greggy all alone. He scores!
And it's Greggy again there, Lime. We mentioned him earlier, how he was really a key on the first game, scoring 2 of those goals, and he comes up big yet again here for this OverPowered team. Nice job there, just being in position for that pass. You can just tell how much chemistry this OverPowered team has with one another. They're always just at the right place with the right time where those passes are going. Just seems like they're really in sync the way they play, and it comes up big for them to get this 1-0 lead in game 2.
Here's Nicky Moose curling around as he gets that one down to Ulmer with no bucket. He's bumped off, and Tibernak gets that ahead. Tibby trying to make that pass, but it's going to be picked off by Elton, and that's icing with 8 minutes to go here in the first period. 1-0 OverPowered.
Yeah, now there's a chance here for Night Shift to be able to get this game back at a tie. They've yet to be able to be at a tie game or even at a lead. They've really been having to play from behind this entire series so far. It's going to be interesting to see how they get themselves back into this game, or if OverPowered can get that cushion of more than 1 goal to help them oh so much in that game 1.
As Greggy puts one off the side of the net, at a fantastic chance for OverPowered to make it 2-0. Ulmer carrying that one out, looking for Nicky Moose for Night Shift on the left-hand side. Hobbs up front, and that one goes all the way back to Ulmer to Hobbs, and it's through the middle, and they score! Soto!
And a great play there from Soto. You know what they say about just being in front of the net. You never know when you can get a goal from there. Just have to be there and be in position in case anything happens. And Soto, for his first goal of the season, is at the right place at the right time to tie this game up 1-1. That was the response that Night Shift needed right there.
I don't know if we got him fired up for that one, but here goes Hobbs down the wing, poked off. Hufu to Greggy. Greggy, good poke check as that one gets in. And Ulmer's going to take it right back out. Great job by Night Shift to get things going with the momentum. Nicky Moose curls around on the left-hand side. AG comes down, tries to help out his defender, but Ulmer's going to have it at the point. Shot on. Is it going to get through? No, as too many bodies in front for OverPowered. Elton going to start out from the Night Shift zone. OverPowered sitting back, trapping up. Hobbs on the right-hand side, and that is offside.
You can feel things starting to generate here for Night Shift. They were kind of backs against the wall the first few minutes there after that first goal, it felt like. But man, are they getting things buzzing right now. You can just tell they have some juice to them right now in this game. They know what's on the line, and man, they are buzzing right now. Let's see if they can get this first lead here.
Puck shuffled around by OverPowered in the offensive zone, but Ulmer doing a good job of getting that up the left-hand side on the breakout to Nicky Moose. Nicky Moose across, and oh, it looked like Hobbs came down and got in the way of that one-timer. Soto wide open in the middle.
Yeah, big chance there. That's how they got the first goal, with Soto being in that middle, getting a chance. This time they tried getting it right to him there. Wasn't able to capitalize, but a chance on the offensive zone faceoff to try to maybe get themselves a lead here. But a big faceoff win again there from Melvin.
Melvin ahead to AG. It's on the line, and Tolerant with a great save. 6 seconds to go. We'll get a face-off to the left of him. Maybe an OverPowered face-off play. We'll have a look here at what we get. Big draw here for Soto as Melvin looks to get it a win. He does, and that one was a little bit of an alley-oop over the net there, Brandon, and it doesn't find the mesh, and they're lucky it didn't.
Yeah, and the play design was beautiful there. 2 really quick passes and a absolute rocket of a one-timer there by the defenseman. And I want to say that was Hufu there actually that ripped that 1-tee off, but it was a great play. Just unfortunately hits right off that post there, just a few inches away from getting this at a 2-1 game. But nevertheless, it's 1-1, 2 periods to go, and OverPowered a chance to get a huge series win, while Night Shift wanted to tie this thing up, get it to a game 3. A lot on the line for these two teams. They are playing some of the best hockey they can so far.
Night Shift do or die period, as they need to win this hockey game to keep this series alive. Overpowered 1-2-0 here at the Caps Gaming Showcase. AG brings that down. Greggy trying to get it in. Good job by Soto as he helps out the defender. Ulmer sends it on up the left-hand side. Nicky Moose very good at using speed. Hobbs looks to spin pass, but nobody backdoor. Soto back to the line to Ulmer. Fires. That one goes wide. It's loose in front of Brusk. Is going to eat that one up. No chances taken.
I like that shot there from Ulmer. That was a sneaky little shot. There was a little bit of room there on that glove side. It wasn't much, but if he connects on it there, it might have been a goal. I like that shot there, just trying to get something on. Never know what can happen.
Hobbs in the offensive zone for Night Shift. They're playing very good with their backs on the line here as they can't get that one past Hufu. He goes D to D over to Tibby. Tibby gets that over to Hufu. Hufu curls around in the neutral zone. He takes it back, and they look for an entry number 2. Hufu dumps that one in. 3 forward, streaking in to get that puck, and they do. Greggy brings it all the way out front, and what a save by Tolerant, as Greggy had another chance right in front with nobody around him, as Night Shift is going to have to watch that. Here goes Hufu out of the zone for Overpowered. They're going to let him walk in, but a good poke by Nicky Moose, and he's got great speed. But an even better job by Tibby to turn that around for Overpowered. And here he goes, D to D in at the right-hand side. Greggy brings it in. Hufu back to Greggy. Greggy across. That one's intercepted by none other than Nicky Moose, who's playing great at both ends. 3-on-1. Night Shift. Soto. Hobbs. Great save to Brusk.
A big save there from both goalies. You saw on the other end where you had to have Tower make a few big saves, and then all of a sudden, you see Night Shift on the counterattack, and DeBrusque has to make the big save on the 3-on-1. A goalie show here through the last 5 minutes here in the second period, and man, it's that big to keep this at 1-1.
His Virtual Brothers taking a 2-0 win over Splice, as we saw the Leaguegaming's dynamic stat system pop up on the right-hand side. Elton sends that one ahead to Hobbs. That one's going to be poked off, but Hobbs gets it back. Good job by Hufu to turn that one around, but he accidentally gives it away to Ulmer, who sends Nicky Moose. Nicky Moose stops up at the goal line, goes down low to Hobbs. Hobbs looking for a lane. He brings that puck out, gets bumped off as Greggy looks to help out Soto. Nicky scores!
Nicky yet again there, Tegan. He came up with a big goal in game 1 to get that game back up close, and he comes up with one again, this time to take the first lead of the series for Night Shift. And man, now it's going to be fun to see because they've yet to have a lead, and Overpowered has yet to be down. How do things shift now with the difference being Night Shift being able to kind of have control of this game and Overpowered for the first time that having to play from behind?
So Nicky's got a dime on the season. You see it in the top right-hand corner, but Greggy's going to try and put something on for Overpowered. No can do, and Hobbs goes over on the left-hand side. There you see the Scary Hours win come in for Game 1 against Olympia. Here's Tibby. Tibby over to Hufu, down to Greggy. Greggy behind the net, look for that sneaky pass, but can't connect it. Here's Melvin in the middle. Puck is loose and laid out. Great job there by Night Shift as they are clearing the garbage that is Overpowered in front, saying, get away from our goaltender. As Melvin brings that one over, and Ulmer lays him down. Ulmer coming in with speed. Nice move, and he draws a penalty. What great hockey there from Ulmer.
Yeah, Ulmer has been heated up in this game. He has been all over the ice offensively and defensively. He makes a big play right there on that one to give Night Shift their first power play of the game. They've been a good power play team themselves. 4th in the league at a 47.6%. Let's see if they can convert here.
Here's Nicky Moose, drops that one back to Elton. He fires, and that one goes wide. Soto picks it up. He has a chance, and that one's poked off by Melvin, and he clears it at least to center. Ulmer brings it over the line as he is buzzing now. Ulmer moves that one over to Elton. Good pass to the left-hand side. They give and go, and it's back on the stick of Elton. Elton gets bumped off by AG. We haven't heard much of him since he scored in Game 1. As Tibby dumps that one all the way down. 30 seconds to go here on the power play for Night Shift. 4.5 minutes in the second period. Hobbs brings that one over the line. Melvin does a good job to clear that one out. Ulmer scoops that one, and he's going to bring it in right-hand side, and that one is offside.
8 seconds left here on the power play for Night Shift. Something we didn't really get to touch on pregame. Overpowered, the PK for them has been probably their biggest weakness. Only 50% on the penalty kill. They've only taken 12 penalties all season, but they've allowed 6 power play goals on said penalties. So a nice job there to get the PK off on a night shift team that really has been buzzing here so far this period.
So we talked about our friend CBJ dropping down. We now know Awake Nation jumps to 23rd, winning the series over bMaJuH as they fall to 44th, and with 2 minutes 50 seconds to go here, Night Shift just looking to get it into the 3rd period and keep this win up. Puck into the neutral zone. Tibernak dumps that one down, and Elton's going to get this one out for Night Shift. Night Shift at the right-hand side to Hobbs. Hobbs brings that one over the line. He's poke checked off, but good resilience gets it back. He looks back to the point. That one goes past Elton, and we'll get in to the last minute here of the 2nd period. This one's going to be dumped all the way down. Hufu carries out for Overpowered to Melvin. Back to Hufu. Hufu brings it over the line. Looking for that pass down to Greggy. It goes past him, but a good job by AG. AG looks out front, and a good job by Soto to pick that one off. And Hobbs with speed looking for Nicky Moose. He can't connect the pass. And that does it for period number 2.
And another great period there from Night Shift in terms of the possession. They really seemed to control the play, and they did in this period what they really weren't able to get going in Game 1, taking advantage of that possession time and really being able to capitalize by putting the puck in the net. They do it right there, and they're rewarded with their first lead of the series. Now the question is, can they hold on to it and get this to a Game 3? We're already seeing how winning and losing these series, 3-3 teams, really making a difference between how large of a jump that you make in the standings or how large of a fall you have. A few teams having that happen so far. Night Shift looking to avoid that fate. They can do it by holding on for the next 20 minutes here in the 3rd period.
So it is a 1-0 series lead for Overpowered, but down by 1 here in game number 2. Here's Hufu as he breaks the puck out and Overpowered goes to work. They dump that one in. Little chop there. It doesn't connect. But it doesn't matter because Night Shift brings it out anyway. Here's Soto. Soto looks ahead. That one's over the line. That one's offside, Brandon.
Yeah, and you are really going to have to see Overpowered get something going here. It's been pretty quiet since the first 5 or 10 minutes of the 1st period here. It feels like they've had a few chances here and there, but just not a consistent amount of chances. We'll see if they can maybe flip the momentum because they could really use a goal here to get things going. If they go down by 2 with the way this game is going, could spell trouble for them here getting late in the 3rd.
Nicky Moose tries to send that one over to Hobbs, but Hufu picks it up, and Melvin gets it over to AG with some room. AG drops that one back to Tibby in the middle to Greggy. He just sends that one around, nobody home. But it's picked up anyways by Overpowered. They need the puck. They're fighting Ulmer. Ulmer just sends that one out. It's a good play by him. He's been very good in this game for Night Shift. Puck is brought over the line there by Overpowered. It's still in the zone. Ulmer picks it up here for Night Shift. Ulmer curls around, looks for a lane. That one's poked off, but good puck support is Elton up the left-hand side to Nicky Moose. He gives it away to Greggy, and here he's offside.
Man, that is an unfortunate play for Overpowered. It was a beautiful jump there by Greggy. It's kind of like in football where a cornerback reads the quarterback's eyes and kind of makes that big pick for an interception in the pick 6. A chance there for Greggy to do the same and get a scoring opportunity, potentially a breakaway, but the offsides ends up biting that one away from him. And man, what a huge opportunity there for Overpowered, not able to be realized.
Well, the Tropics go ahead and win their series. They're going up to 24th, so that means CBJ do the thing, and bMaJuH are all 3-4 now as we watch those 3-3 teams separate as they were oh so close on the bubble, as we saw before the game. Hufu, right-hand side to Greggy, into the middle. Here's Melvin all alone, looking across, but a good job there by Elton as he takes a pass, and he's going to be all alone. Elton comes in, he scores!
How about Elton right there is something that I've kind of noticed throughout this game, but we never really got a chance to mention it. The defenseman coming up on the offense and trying to help get things going offensively. It comes up big there for Night Shift. You've seen Ulmer do it a few times. He scored a goal in game 1. Elton gets his first of the season right there in game 2. The defenseman coming up, making a play and getting something going offensively, paying off right now for Night Shift. It does it again there to make this a 2-goal lead for the boys in black.
with their backs against the walls, with a lineup that they weren't sure about, they're doing pretty well as Hobbs drops that one back to the goal scorer. Elton looking down low for Soto, can't connect the pass, and Greggy's going to break it out for Overpowered. And Overpowered has 10 minutes now, and they need a couple goals. Greggy comes out with speed, and what a poke check there by Elton as he's making great plays at both ends right now, Brandon. As Hobbs into the middle to Soto, that one's going to be poked off, and Hufu breaks the puck out for Overpowered. Puck is poked off by Nicky Moose, and a great job by Night Shift as they're all coming back and helping out in the defensive zone. As it's defense first right now, isn't it, Brandon?
Yeah, it's defense right now first for Night Shift. Have that 2-goal lead. Now you're at a point where there's only a few minutes left in this game. Just got to hold on. You have that cushion. They're trying to get a little aggressive here. A nice save there on the other end. Now we'll have to come back and play defense and try to keep this at that 2-goal cushion that they have.
As that was a gorgeous save by DeBrus. Kind of get the boys fired up as here comes Soto over the line. He fires, and DeBrus with another huge save, saying, come on, let's go.
Yeah, and man, you kind of get this feeling, you know, obviously I know a lot of teams can say, let's pull it back a little bit, let's be conservative with how we play, but man, give Night Shift some credit. Not only are they still playing their game and staying back defensively, but they're also still sticking to their game plan offensively and really pushing the play. They have had a lot of opportunities here these last few minutes, just continuing to do what has worked for them these last 2 or 3 periods combined, and man, is it paying off for them. If they can hold on, you've got to like their chances with the way they're playing, and Overpowered might have to make a few adjustments with the way these last few periods have played out for them.
As a 3-1 lead here for Night Shift, looking to extend to game 3. Olympia's looking to do the same against Scary Hours as they are up 1-0 in period 1 of game 2, with Scary Hours leading 1-0 in that series. Nicky Moose fires that one on, blocker save, and Hufu's going to break it out for Overpowered. They need 2 goals in the remaining 5 minutes. Hufu, good feedback to Melvin. Melvin down low to Greggy, looks back for Melvin, but Hobbs picks it up. Timmy at the line, fires it on, loose in front. Ulmer picks that up. He's been fantastic. 2-on-1 the other way. Hobbs and Nicky. Hobbs looks back for Nicky. It's picked up by Elton as he's down below the goal line. We saw him get that insurance marker, but a little risky here with 3 minutes to go. Just looking to extend this to a 3rd game. Nicky up the left-hand side to Ulmer, and it's 3-on-1 for Night Shift. Ulmer, left-hand side, tried to take it all the way in himself. He's going to draw a penalty, and for the remainder of the game, barring a goal, Night Shift to be on the power play.
You have to figure Night Shift looking in a pretty favorable position to push this to a game 3, score or not. Just have to really control the possession. No better way to do that than to have that odd man advantage with a 5-on-4 for the rest of the game.
Puck is going to be brought up by Greggy. He has a poke checked off his stick, and Ulmer gets that one ahead. It's going to be Hobbs who comes in. Back to Soto. Soto bumped off, and Tibby sends that one ahead to Greggy. Greggy swinging those arms and trying to get speed, but he runs into Elton, and Hobbs gets that one ahead to Soto for Night Shift. Over to Nicky Moose on the left-hand side. Nicky, Soto fired, he scores!
And Soto at it again there, and this has just been 5-man hockey. A great display from every single player so far for Night Shift. You're seeing everyone get involved on the offense. Something Soto's been so good at in this game is getting back when one of those defensemen push up. They kind of played that forward position. He's been great at getting back and playing defense, and you see right there, this time he's able to push up, gives himself a chance, and gets his 2nd goal of the game there. Just a great team display so far from Night Shift, and they're going to get rewarded with a game 3 because of it. Well deserved for them.
Puck is going to be moved out by Tibby, and I would say with Hufu bringing the puck over the line that, you know, maybe try and get a little bit of momentum built for a game 3 here. Is Overpowered not looking anything like the team they did here in game 1, Brandon?
Yeah, it's been a rough go here for them in game 2. Just not really able to get a lot of chances, but something I think that's gone quiet is that some of the chances they did have kind of came to a halt for really unfortunate reasons. You had Greggy kind of get bumped from behind on that breakaway attempt, and then he had the beautiful defensive play that would have been another breakaway, but ended up being offside. So it's not like Overpowered just hasn't created chances, just little ins and outs that have kind of put those chances at a stop where they haven't even had the opportunity to take advantage of them. Obviously, got to be able to adjust some things on regular 5-on-5, not their best play on that end. but that's what Game 3 is always for, man. You get a chance to adjust. You still have a series to win. Going to be interesting to see how they do that here, as it is a 1-1 series after Night Shift wins that Game 2 to them.
Well, Brandon, like my old coach used to say, if we would have known, we could have started here at the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming, and it is a 1-1 series tie, and we are going to go to 3. This is going to be an absolute battle. This is why we chose these teams. We thank Nick for that one, and what a great pick it was, as now we get to see who is going to walk away 4-3, who's going to walk away 3-4, who's going to still have their fate in their hands.
Two teams that are 3-3, and it's only fitting that it goes to Game 3. Both of these two squads know how important this series is for their playoff push. You know, if you win this series, you really have control of your own destiny for next week. And if you lose, not only do you drop to 3-4 and you're out of the current playoff spot you're in, but you're looking up at a lot of teams and you're asking for a lot of help around you in order for you to get into that top 32. So for Night Shift to come out and play that game the way they did says a lot about their resilience to be able to come out, win that game in a big Game 2 to push this to a Game 3. And for Overpowered, gonna have to look some adjust some things because that was not their best performance by far.
Yeah, but a great job by Night Shift to keep themselves alive. A few teams weren't able to keep themselves alive, as we saw a lot of stats come in from Leaguegaming's dynamic stats system. So why don't we have a look at the updated standings here, Brandon, and we will get a idea of where everybody is, as we'll get that to you very shortly here. We'll carry on with how impressed I am with Ulmer. You heard me say it, the lefty, just phenomenal there, as he was supposed to be playing forward. He dropped back for his team, and he's really letting it be known that he can play forward, defense, and really be there and be the rock.
I think that's one of the benefit of being one of those really high quality top versus and HUT guys, right? I mean, we kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Ulmer is a guy that's known in the community not just for sixes, but he's done a lot of things on the HUT side and the versus side in 1v1 as well. So when you're able to play that game so well, you kind of get used to being able to play and move around at different positions and gaining those skills, honing that craft of being able to play wherever on the ice that you need to. We know Ulmer can score the puck. He's one of the better right wings that you can get here. And not only that, but he able to come back, play defense, and not only be solid on the defensive end, but even still able to contribute offensively, getting a goal in Game 1, pushing up, making a few key passes to his forwards even as well throughout this game to get some opportunities. Really just a great 5-man game from Night Shift. You saw even the right D in Elton push up multiple times. He scored a goal in Game 2. So just the ability to be able to switch and have that communication positionally, knowing where everyone is, just a lot of cohesiveness for Night Shift there. And it's really hard to stop a team that is so good at being able to do that and can come at you with so many different looks.
And Nicky Moose, fantastic as well, scoring a very key goal in that game that probably took them to the promised land. What is Game 3? We just get word from our fantastic Nick DeMeo, producing behind the scenes, that Olympia is up 2-0 there in Game 2. So possibly a Game 3 there as well, Brandon, but we have a great Game 3 here. Who's going to stay in the bubble? Who's getting out, Brandon? Any predictions? Who's going to pick up for their team here?
We know Scary Hours and Olympia are in the playoffs, but these two teams, their destinies are far from sealed. This could be a game that decides whether you are in or out, and we know that the best players show their best performances when their teams need it most. And I think that we kind of touched on a few of the guys that I think personally will really show out. You know Ulmer is going to make some plays from that left D spot, but someone else, I think on the Overpowered side, that I don't think is getting a lot of credit, Greggy has been all over the ice in these two games. It may have not showed on the scoreboard that game too, but a majority of the opportunities that Overpowered had in that game was on the stick of Greggy or from defensive plays that he caused that ended up generating turnovers on the other side. Watch out for him. I think he can really make his mark on this game. A lot of it is just being able to generate momentum and keep it if you're Overpowered. Game 3 coming up, Lime. Cannot wait. Who's going to win it?
So game 3 between Night Shift and Overpowered. Winner will be 4 and 3 here at the Caps Gaming Showcase. I'm its King Lime, bMaJuH, F5 Penguin, also known as Brandon Teagan, and Nick is a good pass out by NickieMoose as that shot is going to be steered away by DeBrusque. AG drops that one back to Tibby. Here goes Hufu over the line. Nice little stick play as he drops that one down low. There's that puck picked up, and there's Ulmer as that one's going to be sauced out. Just looking to gain some room, and the puck's going to be carried in here by AG. He's over the line. Soto with a good interception. Ulmer down the left-hand side with speed. He's poked off there by Tibby, and here goes AG on the left. Good job by Soto as he jars that one loose, and NickieMoose gets bumped off of the puck, and both teams just looking to get their footing here, Brendan.
Yeah, you can kind of get the feeling that there's going to be that feeling out period here. We kind of saw that after the disallowed goal there in game 1, and Overpowered was able to eventually get that first goal in. Obviously, Night Shift taking that game too, but nevertheless, not surprising to see with this much on the line, these two teams kind of feeling each other out, just seeing the way that this game is going to flow.
So the first scoring chance is Ulmer hitting NickieMoose on the left-hand side. Great save by DeBrusque. As Hobbs now is bumped off the puck, Soto turns around with it. He can't contain, but he finally gets it back to Hobbs. Hobbs behind the net. He's bumped off of the puck. Good job there by Overpowered as they fight behind their net to get that puck back. Hobbs, he is just getting it back every time, but finally Overpowered carries it out. Greggy now. Greggy over the line. What a pass into the middle. It's loose. AG with a shot, and great save to Hollerand.
Yeah, and Tolerant, he's been a guy that actually has kind of come up with a few really under-the-radar saves in this game. It may not be a guy that you necessarily knew was going to come into this game, considering he didn't get to play at all before tonight, but he has shown up in a few really big moments for this Night Shift team. I don't think they will be in this game through without him.
As the puck's going to be carried out, sauce to the neutral zone. Melvin brings it back in. Melvin, he bumps into NickieMoose and Soto, and good puck support by both those Night Shift players to get the puck out. Right-hand side, Greggy avoiding a check, carrying it down low, a trip, and we're going to see a delayed penalty here to Night Shift. Overpowered. That Overpowered power play goes to work.
Yeah, and this is once again that strength against strength that we kind of talked about earlier. The #1 power play in Overpowered. Obviously, Night Shift's power play #4. Unfortunately, the PK has been a little bit of a differential. It's going to be fun to see if Overpowered can capitalize it. They almost do there.
What a great save there. Capitalize, I love it. And thank you very much to the New York Islanders for that raid, as we appreciate you as well. And congratulations on winning your series. Puck behind the net. It's going to be jarred loose. Good job by Overpowered. Tibbernak's going to carry that puck out. He goes over to Hufu, back to Tibby. Through the middle to Melvin. Melvin looking to get that one in. It's back to the point. Tibby across, and a block by Melvin as the one-timer by Greggy didn't get through. Here's Hufu behind the net. Gets that one back to the point, looking for Greggy. As you notice Hufu coming down on the power play, getting active below the goal line as Tibby brings it out for Overpowered. He's going to dump that one in. Greggy gets in there after it. He does win the battle, but it pops out to Soto. He gives it over to Ulmer, and Ulmer to NickieMoose. Through the middle is picked off, and a good job by Overpowered as they try the Omaha play, but it does not work as Elton holds on and gets it over to NickieMoose. NickieMoose down low to Ulmer, back to the point where Soto is covering. Soto fires, tipped by NickieMoose, and a great save by DeBrusque. Hobbs looks behind the net. Greggy gets that out. Melvin to AG, and here goes Overpowered. AG down the left-hand side, stops up. He's fighting with Ulmer. Gets it down low. That puck's given away to NickieMoose, but a good job by Tibby to hold it in. Down low to Melvin below the goal line. Melvin looks out front. That one goes off a skate. He's going to go back to Hufu and make the smart decision as he fires that one on, and it's blockered away. Puck back to the point as Tibby tries to get it down low, picked up by Greggy. Is Overpowered doing a good job here at the end of the first period. As Elton brings that puck up the right-hand side as he shoots it, trying to force it up there to Hobbs, but not able to connect, and Elton does a good job to get that puck right back from Overpowered. Here comes Ulmer on the breakout. He breaks out right-hand side. Ulmer with speed coming in. He always comes all the way in, looking for NickieMoose, but a great defensive play by Overpowered, and they have 6 seconds left, 2-on-1. Puck is brought in, spin pass out front, but a good job by Elton coming in, and he's been great since the second period here.
Yeah, and I think that period...
Second game, sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. I think that period you have to give to Overpowered. It seemed like they were kind of reeling there in that game too, and then the first 10 minutes of game 1, or game 3 rather, really no one was really taking advantage of those first 10 minutes. Kind of felt like a feeling out period where there was a lot of neutral zone play, not a really high danger opportunities between these two sides, but the last 10 minutes, you could really feel Overpowered starting to buzz and getting things flowing in the offensive zone, kind of like what we saw from Night Shift in game 2. Can the benefit of momentum that they got going in game 2 kind of get things going on the other end in game 3? We're gonna have to find out here, Lion, but man, gotta feel good if you're Overpowered the way you played in that first period of game 3.
Period number 2 in game number 3 here at the Caps Gaming Showcase North America. The puck's going to be carried out by bMaJuH. That one's turned over. Elton's going to give it a shot for Night Shift. He finds Soto in the middle. Soto still holding onto the puck. Looks down low. That puck is going to be picked off by Hufu, and he tries to slow it down as Overpowered more likes to work the slow game to the neutral zone and get in, where Night Shift, we see them using speed and utilizing it well. As Melvin moves that one ahead to Greggy. It's poked off, and here goes Elton. Over on the left-hand side to bMaJuH. Possibly an odd man rush is broken up by Tibby. And 2 men caught deep, and now 3. But what a play by Ulmer to block that one into the bench, as there was almost 4 skaters from Overpowered behind 4 skaters of Night Shift, Brandon.
That is a 200 IQ play from Ulmer, and I know this sounds odd, but if they win this game, that's a play you have to bookmark there. That was a big opportunity from Overpowered, having numbers, and Ulmer just using the big brains. It is chess, my friend, not checkers, that wins games, and Ulmer just hitting that right there.
Puck into the middle as here goes Overpowered. AG with a good interception. Good job by Melvin to get that off the stick of Hobbs. Elton playing absolutely phenomenal for Night Shift, coming in as a spare here, as he's got a goal and been playing fantastic in the defensive zone. Hobbs has it poked off his stick by Hufu, and Hufu brings it ahead. He's fighting Hobbs, and he gets bumped by Soto, but he manages to get it into the zone. Elton's going to carry it out. He's being forced, but a good job here by Night Shift. 3-on-2. Soto fires, and a great save by DeBrusque. He steers that to the corner, and Greggy's going to try and get on his horse here. Greggy for Overpowered, looking to get into the zone. That one's intercepted by Ulmer, and Ulmer works it out in the breakout for Night Shift. Right-hand side to Hobbs. Hobbs over the line. Tries to sauce that over to bMaJuH. It's picked up by Ulmer. Ulmer's poke check. But a good job by Elton to hold that one in the zone. Overpowered is Tibernak, throwing that out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Greggy. He's hit hard, and Ulmer picks it up and works it out again. As most of the time, Ulmer working out these breakouts for Night Shift, hitting bMaJuH. He sachets by the defender. Shot is on by Elton, and it doesn't hit the net as Ulmer loosened the slot as he rips one. Soto fires into DeBrusque, flashing the leather.
Yeah, and you could tell that Night Shift, they had a few looks that they liked there. You saw Ulmer try to get a shot on, and then you saw, I believe that was Soto, try to get a shot on right there as well. They saw a few looks there on DeBrusque that they liked, just a couple of them not able to get through, and then DeBrusque coming up with a big glove save there to get that whistle and to stop play.
As we just got word from Nick behind the scenes that Olympia up 3-1 in the third period of game 2, halfway through, so looking to hold on to that 2-goal lead as we're offside here at the Night Shift Overpowered game, tied 1-1 here in game 3, Brandon.
Yeah, now that you get to more and more and more of a feeling of it being truly crunch time, the series on the line, playoff hopes on the line, it does not get better than this, Tegan.
Puck is in the offensive zone for Overpowered as they look to go to work. Shot on his tip, and they score! What a goal by Melvin!
We talked about Ulmer making a smart play there on the defensive end. How about Melvin making a smart play on the offensive end, just being positioned there to get that tip. A few bodies in front of the goalie there of Tolerant. Not much you can do there as a goalie about a tip, especially with that much traffic. And Overpowered, finally someone gets on the board there. Would have been a really defensive-based game with a few opportunities here and there. They get the scoring started 1-0.
And before we got on the plane this afternoon, we saw, and there's a tip again! As another goal from the back end as AG gets his twig on that. And that is the 5th goal in both broadcasts today here at the Caps Gaming Showcase, EU and North America, that we have seen from the back end, Brandon.
Yeah, more tips than the tutorial section of NHL 22 from Overpowered right now. They are setting up that play. We didn't see them do that really at all in games 1 and 2. And what did we say earlier, Lime? How will they adjust? Seems like they have found what's going to work for them. And now they're up 2-0. The pressure shifts to Night Shift. How do they respond?
Tibi gets it behind the net. Hobbs doing a good job to get that one back. 2-0 Overpowered. Ulmer over to Nicky Moose, and he doesn't get all of it. Nicky fighting for it in front of Brust, picks it up, and wow, that was bobbled like my words, and almost a chance for Night Shift.
Yeah, now Night Shift, the pressure really on them. They get a chance here on the offensive zone faceoff to get something going. They were not really down much in that game 2. They were in game 1, so they've seen a little bit of everything. It's going to be fun to see how they respond. The next goal between these two sides could very well be telling on who wins this game 3 and wins this series.
As Nicky looks to dump that one in, it goes over and out. Is 2-0 here for Overpowered in game 3 of the series. And Nick, Tegan, and Brandon on the call. As here goes AG. He's got a bit of a step. He's going to get caught, though. Maybe not enough in the tank. And that puck is going to be moved up the right-hand side. Turned over, and Tibernak gets going for Overpowered through the middle to Melvin. Melvin's poke check. Hobbs looking to send Nicky Moose. He's got the speed, but not this time as DeBrusque just sends that one to Greggy in the corner. Puck is moved through the middle, and here goes Melvin. He's got AG. Poke check it by Ulmer. 30 seconds to go here in the second period as Ulmer carries it through the middle. Over on the right-hand side, good pick-off by Greggy, just sauces it ahead. Hobbs looks to Soto. Soto looks to fire with Heat Seeker as he's got one so far with that deadly X-Factor. Looking to get another one there, Brandon.
Yeah, not only that, but man, oh man, what a period for Overpowered there. That first period kind of back and forth, you kind of felt that Overpowered had the better plethora of chances in that first period, but in the second period, really able to put it all together. I think they have found something that works, getting bodies in front, giving themselves chances on those tips and rebounds. We see a lot of the top teams do that and be successful with it, and Overpowered using it to their advantage, and they're up 2-0 because of it. Now Night Shift gonna have to get 2 here in the third period to keep their series in question here, and not only that, but potentially a playoff spot. 20 minutes is going to decide it, Tegan. This is going to be really interesting to watch.
It is indeed. And speaking of series in question, Scary Hours in Olympia, Scary Hours has come back and tied that game. They are in the third period of game 2. Scary Hours is leading that series 1-0. It looks like they might be going to overtime. The 2 teams left at 6-0 in the Caps Gaming Showcase for North America. As Greggy dumps that one in deep as we have Night Shift and Overpowered. Night Shift in white, Overpowered in red. Nicky Moose coming up the left-hand side, still carrying in. That one's poked off his stick. And it's jarred loose onto the stick of Hufu. Hufu goes over to his partner, Tibi. Tibi works it through the neutral zone, looked to dump it in, but a good job by Soto to get in that lane. And Hufu looking to get around Nicky Moose. Nice move as he gets past 2. Intentional or not, we'll give it to him. Melvin down to Greggy. Greggy below the goal line, back to the point to Hufu. Hufu brings it back down, looks behind the net. That one's going to be bumped off by Ulmer. Ulmer gets that one and works it out for Night Shift. Left-hand side to Nicky Moose. Good poke check. As Night Shift can't get in. Melvin ahead to AG to Tibi. The defenseman down below the goal line, looking to activate behind the net here, but he gives it away, and it's going to be Elton who works it out for Night Shift. 15 minutes to go here as that pass goes past Soto and all the way down the ice. Tibi looks to go up the left-hand side, finds AG. AG, good pass to Greggy. Greggy fires, and that one sails wide. Puck behind the net up the right hand as you see the Monarchs winning 7-1 against Vigilance in the Leaguegaming's dynamic stats system in the top right-hand corner. As watch for scores to come in, as every score is crucial now. Puck is going to be brought out by Hobbs for Night Shift. Goes over to Ulmer, left-hand side. Nicky Moose looks for the give and go to Ulmer. Can't feed him, but Soto there in good puck support up front for Ulmer, and that one goes right through. Hobbs is bumped off of the puck. Good job by Greggy to pick it up and move it up for Overpowered. He gives it away to Soto, and Nicky comes in on the left-hand side for Night Shift. Poked off him by Tibi, but Hobbs gets it. And there's a tie-up behind the play by Nicky Moose, and that will be a holding call.
Yeah, and that is not what Night Shift needed at all there. They're finally starting to get something going. Looks like they can maybe get this lead and cut in half, and then you take a penalty. Very unfortunate break for them. Now Overpowered with a chance to really maybe put a firm grip on this game to go up 3-0, and there would not be a lot of time for Night Shift to get ahead of that. This is a big penalty kill here. We'll see if Overpowered can take advantage of it.
Overpowered fires that one on. It's going to be intercepted, but it pops right past Tolerant. Puck behind the net is going to be Melvin. Melvin goes back to the point to Hufu. Hufu over to Tibby. Tibby goes over, looking for Greggy, goes back to Tibby. Tibby's bumped off of the puck, down low to AG. AG down low to Melvin. Melvin can't connect, and that puck's going to be sent out there by Night Shift. Here goes Overpowered. They hit Melvin, finding AG. Back to Melvin. Melvin with room, but he's bumped off of the puck. There's good defense there by Elton. Here's Ulmer with it. He goes behind his own net looking for Elton, and we get Nicky back out. Here's Elton. Off the left-hand side to Ulmer. Ulmer, good bounce pass to Nicky, but he's bumped hard by Tibby. And Tibby gets that one over to Hufu with 7 minutes to go in the third period. That one's given away. Hobbs, great poke checks, looks for the spin to Nicky. The puck is loose, but nobody can find it, and it's poked out to the neutral zone. Elton just sauces that one back in. It goes right past Brusque. He's got to be sharp here as the time is tickering down. Here goes Greggy over the line. 6 minutes to go. Offside.
That play was reminiscent of Greggy's missed opportunity, not to his fault on the offsides, but on the forecheck, getting that turnover and not able to create a goal on it despite the good defensive play. Feels like the roles of Game 2 kind of reversed, where Night Shift was really controlling the play and Overpowered had their backs against the walls. Now it's the opposite. Overpowered seeming to be all over Night Shift right now, and they're the ones now looking to find answers, and with their series on the line here, down by 2.
Into the middle, Melvin drops that one back into his own zone as Overpowered doesn't mind taking their time. As Hufu looking to hit Greggy, it goes all the way by, and that'll be icing now, which will give our Overpowered a chance to win a very important defensive zone face-off, as we just got word that there's 10 minutes left in the first overtime period between Scary Hours and Olympia to keep that #1 spot. As the puck is going to be brought up by AG, looking for Greggy. Greggy coming all the way in, and he can't find the back of the net. Greggy picks it back up, throws it into the left-hand corner. Ulmer to Nicky Moose. Nicky Moose poke check by Tibby. And Greggy's going to throw that one over to AG. It doesn't find his twig, but Ulmer carries it out with 2 minutes to go. They need 2 goals, Night Shift does. As Ulmer sends that one in deep. Good chop up the right-hand side, and if the puck goes out, it does. Overpowered's going to be happy as Elton gets bumped off the puck by Greggy. Greggy coming all the way in. Good bump by Elton, but Greggy picks it back up in the right-hand corner. They just need to kill the clock here as AG fires at a great save by Tolerant.
Tolerant, you cannot ask much more from him. He has been pretty solid throughout this series and in this Game 3. Desperation time here for Night Shift, and they're going to call a timeout to try to draw something up here. A little under 45 seconds to go. You need to. It's going to take a lot, but hey, with the way they play that fast style line, you never know. Got to stay on your toes if you're Overpowered, because the job is not done yet.
2 games with their backs against the wall. Night Shift did it in Game 1. Can they come back with 2 goals here in period number 3? As they're looking to get to 4-3. As we'll see a face-off in the defensive zone. It is won by Soto. He gets that one ahead to Elton. Left-hand side, Nicky Moose comes in, and he is offside.
Fortunate for Night Shift there. That was a nice little breakout they had right off the face-off play. That speed game that they like to play kind of benefited them there. Unfortunately, the offsides negates that. They're going to have to do it again here with neutral zone face-off.
Greggy drops that one back, and he gets it right back. Sends it over to AG, and they break out. 3-on-2, looking over. Great back check there by Hobbs to help out. Melvin, though, with lots of room. AG blocker saved by Tolerant. Melvin. He's behind the goal line, bumped off of the puck there by Hobbs. As we see TR5 beating composure in overtime in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Elton over to Nicky Moose. Not much time left. Elton, no, he passed it over the right-hand side. And probably needed a shot there. Is not much time. Elton coming in, shot on, great blocker save by DeBrusque, and the biggest of the series. And that does it What a game. What a series. Overpowered takes it. Overnight shift here on the Caps Gaming Showcase presented by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. And let's check out those standings now, Brandon.
Yeah, a lot of movement compared to what we saw coming into tonight. You saw teams such as CBJ knocked out, Rush get knocked out. Obviously, you still have next week, but man, oh man, are you really looking up if you lost your series tonight? We see a few teams move up on that board. Awakened Nation, they were in the right kind of side of that tier. They get in as of now at that 25th spot. Insult to injury, they were not in the playoff picture. They get in. Turtles wasn't in. They're in now. So all of these teams above that 32 spot where Monarchs is, they control their own destiny with a series win tonight. And the teams below them, they're going to need a little bit of help, and they're going to have to win next week to have a chance to get into the 32.
Yeah, Brandon, you see a lot of teams in there with the 4 win beside them. The Hands team, insult to injury. Those guys are already playing playoff hockey, and that is crucial as they get in to the final week, which is going to be next week, Brandon.
Yeah, and you see on the top right of your screen, by the way, Blue Line Bakery loses to Highlanders 2-0 in their series. Highlanders was 25th coming in. They will stay up there, while Blue Line Bakery, they were in that bubble range, so they will go down even further than where they were. They were a little bit outside, so there's another example of how things can change in the playoff picture. We saw several teams that were really in the hunt either really improve their chances and get into the playoffs, or really get knocked down and get themselves to where they really need a lot of help going into next week. Gonna be fun to watch this unfold, as we're actually still getting a few more of these series coming in, so this can still change a little bit more even from what you see right now on your screen.
Yeah, big difference from what we saw before the game, isn't it, Brandon? There's a lot of teams jumping up there. And like I said, those 4W teams are the ones to watch out for here in the Caps Gaming Showcase North America.
Yeah, and keep in mind, too, with the tiebreakers are absolutely huge. Series wins a big thing, and goals allowed a big thing. The more series wins you have, the better you are. But if you don't lose as many games in collective, you can jump over a team that has the same record as you. So if you lost 7 games in total and the team you were tied with lost 8, you get that advantage. So still a lot to play for, not just in terms of winning the series, but being able to minimize the losses that you get in series. So obviously Overpowered got the win, and that's great, but they did take that 1 loss. So if they were to drop next week, that could come into play on that tiebreaker. So even if you are 4-3, you are in a good position, but you are not by any means clinched. Still have to do your job next week, because some of those 3 and 4 teams are going to move to 4-4, and there's going to be some tiebreaker implications between at least 5 of our teams here in the playoff hunt. Going to be thrilling to watch, as looks like we're going to get a game 3 in that other marquee series there, Lime, right on the top right.
Yeah, Olympia goes ahead and forces a game 3 in overtime against Scary Hours, as there's only 1 series left here to be finished out between Monarch and Vigilance, as we saw Monarch winning the first one. But a lot of great stuff as we move into the last week. Next week, it is going to be crunch time. These teams are going to be fighting hard, Brandon.
Yeah, and this is what you played for. All you can ask for is just getting in. You never know what can happen if you get into the playoffs. We've seen stories where teams that are those lower seeds are just able to get hot at the right time and get things going and are able to make a run for 2, 3, even 4 rounds. So if you go 4-4, that's fine. But if you are in, and everything is ahead of you after that. The biggest key is just making it into that top 32 and clinching your spot in the playoffs. A few teams helped their chances tonight, Overpowered being one of them, while a few gonna have to take care of some business next week and get a little bit of help in front of them as well.
As if you're not nervous enough, I'll let you know it's the $20,000 prize pool and what those top 32 teams are playing for. So if you left it till the last week, Brandon, it is going to be pretty nerve-wracking on the sticks as we come in to week 8.
Yeah, a lot of money on the line and a lot of teams that would love to get their slice of that money there, Lyman. You can't get it if you don't get into the playoffs. And obviously, we've had some teams clinch. We've had a few teams help their chances. And we've had some teams really kind of catch us a little bit off of the radar that we didn't really expect to be in that, get themselves in that conversation. Like we said, it just takes getting hot at the right time. You never know what you can happen. A few upsets may get your way, and you may find yourself claiming that $20,000 prize. It'd be fun to watch this playoff hunt unfold as we go into the last week of the regular season line. Man, has it flown by, but man, has it been fun.
It has been an absolute blast, guys, and you will be able to catch us next week as we wrap everything up. Guys, this has been absolutely great. I am It's King Lime Tegan Blair. He is bMaJuH, Brandon Bigsby, and behind the scenes, our absolutely phenomenal producer running this is F5 Penguin, Nick DeMail from the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. We will see you guys next week.